Hi YouTube people, I'm back with part 7 of this video series. It's becoming a series now because I have a lot on my mind. I always have a lot on my mind, it's insane. And crazy like computer this freaking brain of mine sometimes. Yeah. Drives me crazy, keeps me up at night. But so I wanted to go on talking about the reasons why women have abortions and the best ways to approach women in discussing with them abortion in a way that maybe they will accept and understand. Now granted, someone that's made up their mind completely is not going to listen to your point of view, regardless of how many times you say it, how you say it. If they've made up their mind, there's very little that you can do to change it. But if they're having doubts or whatever, and you are pro-life and you want to change their mind about it, there are good ways to go about doing it that may actually be effective. So, if you were to go to talk to, say, a 15-year-old girl that is in a situation, you know, she's young, she doesn't know what she's doing, everything that she's heard about abortion or even about sex is maybe faulty or not complete information, and so the best approach for that is just education. Just educate her in a kind and compassionate way. An older woman that's maybe in her 20s or whatever, and she's been a little bit careless with her sexuality or sexual behavior or sexual reproduction, whatever, and she doesn't feel that she's ready to be a mom. Maybe she's not financially capable or whatever of being a mom. Put options out there about adoption and so forth. Appeal to her intellect. Don't treat her like she's stupid. Because if I know anything about teenagers, young adults, if you talk down to them or don't treat them like they know what they're thinking or what they're saying, that's the biggest turnoff. So appeal to her intellect and her ability to reason and be a reasonable person. If it's an older person who's very well set in their ways, it could be very hard to nearly impossible to talk to them. But if you're talking about a 30, 40-something-year-old person who is very much set in their ways, maybe they're pro-choice all the way and have been for all their lives, it could be like an impossible feat to convince them otherwise. So in that situation, don't be harsh, don't be highly critical, but maybe you could use a little bit more aggressive approach with that, because you have someone who is already very much formed their opinion, who's very much set in their ways, and so you may have to use a lot more, have a lot more tricks up your sleeve, so to speak, to be able to appeal to her intellect and her sense of morality and so forth. So, but regardless of who it is, and that's just based on age, there are various other factors that you have to take into consideration. What their financial situation is has a lot to do with it. If you're talking about someone who's well off, appeal to their financial stability. Look, you have this going right in your life, you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job, what makes you think that you couldn't be a good parent? If you're talking about someone who is in a bad economic situation, let them know about the potential for people to rise above their circumstances and to have a good life regardless of their background. You can give them anecdotes or stories about people who have been the child of a single mom or grew up with poverty and made something with their life. If you're talking about someone who's a little bit maybe pro-life, but because of their own circumstances, they think, I can't do this, I can't have a child. And so they're kind of on the edge or on the cusp of being pro-choice. And if you just use a little bit of persuasion, you know, or kindness or whatever, you would be able to convince them. And then on the other hand, there may be people who are very much set in their ways, and so you may have to use a little bit more reasoning and logic and so forth to appeal to them and to get through to them. And so you have to kind of consider who your audience is and who you're talking to. And I have to adjust my computer again because the lighting is so bad in here. There. So, big computer. But, so yeah, there are various approaches and various backgrounds and personalities and situations that you have to take into consideration in order to be able to get your message out. So, that being said, those are my thoughts and views on abortion. I have many other thoughts. I'm not just a one-dimensional person, and my ideas and views on things change slightly from time to time. I do very much have my beliefs, but even that occasionally changes or molds to a certain degree over the years. So I probably in the future will have more ideas on this, and I don't think that I will ever change my belief on this. I am pro-life and probably always will be. But maybe in the future I will have more ideas and, you know, just profound, amazing ideas on this, or new insights or perceptions. So I will keep you updated, and I will continue discussing religion and ethics in the next video, and I will begin talking about another subject, which is war and the military and so forth, because this is something else that I feel very passionate about, and I have lots of ideas and thoughts about this. So this is the last video that I'm doing for a while about abortion, but my next religion and ethics video will be on the topic of military and wars and so forth. So that's that. And I don't mean to offend anyone in any way. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't intend to offend anyone unnecessarily or unintentionally or whatever. Intentionally. I don't mean to intentionally offend anyone or just be cruel or mean-spirited. However, if by speaking my opinion I do offend your sensibilities, then I don't apologize for that, because I feel like that the world is too PC on the one hand, and on the other hand, people are too hateful and cruel to each other. So I'm not going to censor myself overly, but on the other hand, I don't mean to be just a heartless bitch and be cruel to people. So that's my disclaimer at the end of this portion of my religion and ethics videos. And stay posted, and I'll keep posting more videos. And I am doing this religion and ethics series, so to speak, but I'm going to put some more lighthearted and fun videos and just like goofiness and stuff later on. So that's that, and that is the end of this video. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, Randy, I want to tell you something.